Hello, bookish friends in the internet. Welcome back to my channel. My name is Drew, and this is Drew's Ambitious Reading. And for today's video, I am having a very ambitious TBR. So what I want to do, I have these organized in different stacks. I literally have books everywhere on my desk. It's kind of crazy right now. But I'm going to give myself 2 months. That's 4. 2 months to read all of these books, because when I show you them all in different categories, you will see why I need 2 months to read all of these. A lot of these are book club picks, buddy reads, read-along books that I didn't finish but I want to. So I want to start with my... Oh, I also, before we start, I want to pick out books from my TBR jar. I'm only going to pick 3 out. This is my A Sky Beyond the Storm mug. Thank you, Penguin Teen, for sending this my way. I think I might pick 3, because once I show you all these books, we're going to be here for quite a while. So if you have not grabbed a snack or drink or a blanket, you might as well, because we're going to be here for a while. But anyways, I'm going to pick 3 books out of here. And if they're already on my TBR, I'm going to redo it and just show you guys. So without further ado, let's actually start with the TBR jar, because I love watching people pick their books out from the jar. So shake, 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 shake it up. Okay, so I'm going to close my eyes. Let's see. We have 1. Shake it again. 2. 1 more shake. Shake, shake, shake. Shake it up. And 3. Okay. I'm ready. Let's see what they are. Ooh. First book we have is A Girl's Guide to Love and Magic. That was a book club pick that I was supposed to read last year. Editing me will grab the books afterwards, because I don't know where this book is right now. So yay. Next one. Ooh. An Owlcrate book. We have The Whispering Dark. This one I do know where it is. It's right here. So we have The Whispering Dark, a beautiful edition I got from Owlcrate, so I'm so happy this is on my TBR. And last but not least, ooh, The Last Tale of the Flower Bride by Roshani Chokshi. I also know I own this book, but I just don't know where it is currently. Let me turn my phone on silence. I'm so sorry. But yeah, those were the 3 books that we picked out of our TBR jar. We have The Last Tale of the Flower Bride, The Whispering Dark, and A Girl's Guide to Love and Magic. So very excited. I have a adult fantasy, YA fantasy, and YA contemporary, which I have not been reading a whole lot of YA lately. So I hope, or YA contemporary lately. So I hope it's really good. So that was pretty fun. I like those picks. Okay, and now we're getting into the section of books I'm currently reading. It is currently March 27th, I think, as I'm filming this. Yeah. And I'm in the middle of a lot of books because I've been physically reading some, and then I've been, sorry, my nose. I've been physically reading some books in March, which I'm so happy about. And some of them I've been listening to via audiobook. So the first one I want to talk about is Cool, Awkward, Black, edited by Karen Strong, along with a lot of amazing authors. I am currently reading this because this is an e-arc that I have from NetGalley and from Penguin Teen, so thank you so much, Penguin Teen. I really want to get my NetGalley score up, so I really have to get motivated this month to read all my library books that I have physical copies of for my e-arcs, if that makes sense. And this is one of them. Currently, I'm exactly 100 pages in. I was reading this over the weekend because I was like, let me read something fun and short. And some of these stories I've actually really enjoyed, so I cannot wait to talk about this in my March wrap-up if I finish it this week. If I do not finish it, it will be my April wrap-up. Next one is a graphic novel I've been reading for like 2 months, and I don't know why it's taking me 2 months to read this book, but that is The Demon in the Woods by Leigh Bardugo, and it illustrated by Danny Pendergrass, I believe is the last name. I'm sorry for butchering it. I have this on my March TBR, as you guys saw. And I don't know why it's taking me forever to read this book, but I'm currently 43 or 45 pages into this book, and I'm really enjoying it. I'm hoping I will finish it either today or tomorrow. So this will most likely be my March wrap up. So we'll see if it gets in there or not. Another one I'm currently reading, and I'm actually, all of these I've been really enjoying. So this one is, oh, my bookmark, no. I'm currently reading A Broken Blade by Melissa Blair. Blair? I'm so sorry. I think it's Blair. My bookmark fell out, so I'm gonna have to find where I am in my audiobook. But I remember being like 130 pages in, so I was really enjoying what I'm reading so far. I have this on my Spring Into Reading TBR, so if you haven't seen that video yet, I'll leave it up above or down below. But yeah, I'm 130 pages in, so I cannot wait to see what happens. And I think book 2 comes out in May, so if I do finish this and love it, I will definitely buy book 2. So yeah. And then the final book I'm currently reading is The Feeling of Falling in Love by Mason Deaver. I'm reading this for the Trans Right Readathon that's happening right now, and I'm actually physically reading this one, and I'm really enjoying it so far. There was a couple of moments in this book that made me a little uncomfortable, but I feel like you're supposed to be uncomfortable with these certain books. So I'm hoping this will be in my March wrap up because I'm really enjoying it. So after I finish reading The Demon in the Woods, I'm definitely going to pick this book up because I feel like I'm going to need a light read after reading all these fantasy books. Now, the next section, I'm calling it TBR Knockout / Buzzword. And the TBR Knockout is hosted by Melanie over at Completely Melanie. The challenge is to read a book with an animal on the cover and to read a book with flowers on the cover. So for the prompt of flowers on the cover, I'm going to be reading The Everlasting Rose by Danielle Clayton. I'm going to continue my read of the series. I'm reading this for the first time, as you guys know. Actually, you can see it in my March wrap-up. Spoiler for that. I read The Bell, and I actually really enjoyed The Bells. I gave the first book 4 stars, so I'm excited to see what's going to happen in book 2. And then after that, I need to read book 3 and then post my review for this series because it's late, but Jamie said it's okay because I'm one of the few people who actually do post their reviews. And then to read a book with animals on the cover, I am going to pick... Ooh. I'm going to pick this behemoth, Priory of the Orange Tree, because I'm giving myself 2 months to read this book and to read the prequel as well. Spoiler alert for later on. But with books on the with animals on the covers, I'm picking Priory Orange Tree because it has a dragon on the cover, and what more do I need to say? I will be talking about this more in a little bit though. My books are falling. Now going into the section of buzzword. So buzzword for, I feel like that's gonna fall. Buzzword for April is emotions. So angry, sad, happy, love, ugly can be one. Any type of emotions that you can think of. So I have quite a few books for that as well. I forgot to grab one, but one of them is An Emotion of Great Delight by Tahara Mafi. I want to read that for buzzword. I don't have to read all of these in April. I might just read Book Lovers and Ugly Love. So I have Lovely War by Julie Berry, which I still need to better read with my friend Taylor, so hopefully we can do it this month. Then I have Book Lovers by Emily Henry, Ugly Love by Colleen Hoover, which I'm finally going to be reading another Colleen Hoover. It's been a while. And last but not least, I have Razorblade Tears. So that's the section of TBR Knockout and Buzzword. Now going into my 3 main buddy reads I have to focus on. I have 3 books. 2 of them are part of the same series, so we're going to go through these fast. First one is A Deadly Education by Naomi Novak. I am planning on reading this with a bunch of my friends, with my friend Sydney, Jeff, and Mandy. I'll leave every single one of these people I've been mentioning throughout this video down below, so definitely go check them out. We are planning to binge read this whole series in the next 3 months, and so we're going to be wrapping the series up in June, I think, which will be amazing because this is an LGBTQ new adult fantasy, YA fantasy, hard to tell, but I got this beautiful edition from Owlcrate, so hopefully I'll get another Owlcrate book off my TBR shelf. And then these next 2 books are part of the same duology, and one of them is going to be a reread, the other one I'm going to be reading for the first time, and that is the Vicious duology by V.E. Schwab. Ignore how beat up this paperback is. I've been organizing my books a whole lot lately, so that's why it's a bit damaged. So I'm going to be reading Vicious with my friend Lori here at the Chatty Bookworm, and Vengeful by V.E. Schwab. We are both planning on reading this for Buzzwordathon because Vengeful can be an emotion, I guess. If not, we're just reading this because we want to complete another series together, and we feel like this will be a fun, short, easy read to fly through. And I already know I'm going to love Vicious because Vicious was a 5-star read for me, but I just never continue on. Well, I started Vengeful, but I never completed it. So I'm hoping 2023 is the year I finish this duology. Going on to my main TBR, so this is what I want to focus on for the next 2 months. So I picked 6 challenges for the month of April, but then again, I'm giving myself 2 months. So the first challenge here is a book that you think will make you cry, and for that I picked The Songs of Achilles by Madeline Miller. My friend Clint here at Reader will be happy that I'm finally getting around to this. Again, I did started this one before, but I just never finished it, so I'm hoping I'm going to restart this one in April, and I'm hoping I will love it because I hear nothing but amazing things about this book. Next challenge is to read a book with characters who wield swords, and so I picked A Blades of Black by L.L. McHenry. I'm buddy reading this with my friend Sydney as well. So many people to shout out. But yeah, I'm reading this for characters who wield swords, and they're not really swords, they're more of daggers on the cover, but I'm counting it, and plus I needed this to get fit into my TBR because it's a buddy read and I need to start this sooner rather than later. Next book I have is a new release that you'll see in my March book haul, and that is The Adventures of Amani Al-Sarafi. I'm so sorry. I knew how to say it before I got on camera. This is by Shannon Chakraborty. This is the first book in a brand new series that is set in the same world as The City of Brass, but set 500 years before that trilogy. And this is for the book challenge of read a book with maps in them, and this one has a beautiful map in it. Ooh. This one has a beautiful map right here on the front. So, and as you can see, I got this from Book of the Month, so I'm really excited to see what I think about this, and I just need to be on the hype train for this one, so very excited. Next book is Chunker. This is why I'm giving myself 2 months to read, because all of these next books are really heavy fantasy books. So we have A Quarter Silver Flames by Sarah J. Maas. I am finally going to be reading this in April. I actually started to physically read this one, even though I do have the audiobook, but I just remember how much I enjoyed this trilogy or this series as a whole when I physically read it, because I physically read the original, all 3 books. And this prompt is for books with love triangles in it. And if I remember correctly, I heard there's a love triangle in here. If not, I'm going to have to pick a different book, sadly. But I'm very excited to see what's going to happen in this book. I have this on my shelf since the day it came out. I went to the bookstore and picked up this book. So I'm so excited and nervous to see what all the hype is about. And hopefully we'll get news about the 5th book soon. Next book is a buddy read I'm reading with my friend Taylor. This is one of my mine and hers most anticipated reads of the year, and that is none other than Chain of Thorns. I had this on my TBR for March, and now I'm having it on my TBR for April. The reason why I have this on my TBR is because even though this was the challenge for immortal characters last month, I never got to it, so I switch out that prompt with another prompt, and that one is books set in another country. And my mom actually picked that prompt, so thank you, Mom, for picking out my TBR challenges. She said like books set in Canada, even Russia, if there's any, London. So this book is set in London, of course, and this is the third and final book in the Last Hour series, and probably the final book in the Shadowhunter world. So Taylor and I are both nervous but excited and scared to get to this. And hopefully we both love this one, because we buddy read 1 and 2 together and cannot wait to see what goes on in this book. And again, hopefully we love it. The final book on my TBR is Priory of the Orange Tree by Samantha Shannon. This is for fictional animals, not only for Buzzword, but also as my own TBR prompt, which I forgot that happened, so that's pretty funny. I've already talked about this, so going on to the next book. I have a few library books I would like to put into my TBR, because I haven't read a whole lot of my library books recently, and I really want to get back to doing that. So I have these library books to read. So I have the Last Violent Call novella set. So I have A Foul Thing, and I have This Foul Murderer. These are both very short. I feel like I can read these over the weekend and probably have these in my March wrap up. But if I don't, then these are going on my April TBR. Then I want to wrap up the Heart of the Sun Warrior duology by Su-Lin Tan. I loved book 1. Book 1 was an absolutely amazing read. It was a 5-star read for me. It was on my favorite list of 2022, and I'm hoping the same thing for book 2. So I hope I love this one. I feel like this is going to be a 5-star prediction, and if it is, I'm definitely going to buy myself a copy, because cover is stunning, and I cannot wait to put this on my bookshelf once I buy myself a copy. And the final library book I want to get to in April and May is Stardust in Their Veins by Laura Sebastian. Again, a very chunky book, so that's why I'm giving myself 2 months to read all of these. This is the sequel to Castle in the Bones, which I read last year, and I really enjoyed it. I give it 4 stars. It wasn't a 5-star read, but I still overall really enjoyed it. So it's been a while since I read book 1, but I'm definitely excited to jump into this. And this is another case of where I have an e-arc of this from NetGalley, so if I do get to this and read this in the next 2 months, I can put my review in and hopefully get my NetGalley score up. We're almost done, you guys. All I have to do is talk about my book club picks. So, as you guys know, my March book club pick was A Day of Fallen Nights by Samantha Shannon, but I cannot read this until I read Priory, so I need to read Priory first and then get to this. So that's why I'm actually giving myself a whole year to read these 2 books, because they're both chunky fantasy and they're both 800 pages. So I cannot believe I still have this in my hand. Thank you to my sister Izzy, who bought this book for me at Target. I really love you. But yeah, I cannot wait to get to this. Hopefully I'll love it, and I'm giving myself all summer to read this, basically, so hopefully I'll read this sometime soon. Next, my second April book club pick is The Witch and the Vampire by Francisca Flores. I'm actually doing an author interview with Francisca. We are having our author interview happening May 4th at 5 p.m. Pacific Standard Time on my Instagram. So my Instagram will be linked down below. You guys should definitely come and hang out with us. We are hosting a giveaway. We are giving away not 1, but 2 copies of The Witch and the Vampire. So I'm so happy to say we're hosting another giveaway. Hosting that giveaway last year was really, really fun. Or not last year, last month was really, really fun. So I just love giving away to you guys, and hopefully I really love this one. I hear mixed reviews about this one so far, but I'm hoping I will love it myself. And yeah, it's a queer Rapunzel retelling, and it's my book club pick for April. And speaking of book club picks, my friend Zoranne has a book club called Fantasy and Friends. I'll leave Zoranne's channel down below. But her April book club pick is Circe by Madeline Miller. And this is a adult fantasy standalone novel, so I'm really excited to get to this, and hopefully I'll love it because I had this on my TBR for years. I think my friend Cindy bought this for me, but I could be wrong, so Cindy, let me know down below. But yeah, this is the final book on my April/May TBR, and I hope you guys really enjoy that really long, ambitious reading plans. Now you guys understand why I'm giving myself 2 months to read all these books. A lot of them are super chunky fantasy books. If you want to buddy read any of these, let me know down in the comments below. Otherwise, I hope you all have a great day or night or not. The choice is yours, and happy reading. Bye, guys. Okay, so this is me after filming my video. I was able to grab the 3 books that I picked from my TBR jar. So as you know, I already found my copy of The Whispering Dark by Kelly Andrews. I'm very excited for this one. This one seems like a historical fiction mixed with fantasy, and it's supposed to be super dark read, I guess. No pun intended. But I got this back in October, so I feel like it would have been a great month to read that in. Then we got The Last Tale of the Flower Bride by Roshani Chakshay. This was actually supposed to be on my TBR for last month as well, but I just never got around to it. So I'm happy that my TBR jar picked this one out for me. Again, super short. Actually, all 3 of these books are super short. So I have a feeling I can actually get to these in April. And then my last book is A Girl's Guide to Love and Magic by Debbie Regard. I'm so sorry if I butchered the last name. This was my book club pick for July of last year, but as you guys know, July and August last year was not a great month for me. So I did not read a whole lot in July and August, but I'm making a comeback with my book club. So I'm hoping this was a good pick. And it's just perfect to read all year round. And it's, again, all 3 books, very short. And like I said, we have YA contemporary, YA fantasy, and adult fantasy. So I actually feel like I can manage to read all 3 of these in the month of April. And if I do, that'll be really exciting because lately I haven't been reading any of my TBR jars. So that's why I only picked 3 this month. Thank you guys so much for watching. If you enjoyed this video, please give me a big thumbs up. Hit that subscribe button, turn your notification on so don't miss any new videos coming from me every Monday, Wednesday, and Fridays. And I'll talk to you guys down in the comments below. Again, if you want to buddy read any of these books, let me know down below. Have you read any of these books? Let me know your non-spoiler thoughts, and I'll talk to you guys down in the comments. Bye.